You know, I haven't been feeling really well for the past few days, so I stayed home and, well, I got bored. So in this video, I'm going to share with you how I create my thumbnails for my YouTube videos. And yes, I do create all of my thumbnails myself. And in this video, we'll be creating a thumbnail for this camera, the Insta360 GO Ultra. So let's first set up the scene, the lighting, and for this I'll be using one really big light. This is a 300 watt GVM studio light with a really big softbox, which is from Godox. Yeah, I'm gonna combine these two. And then for the second and third light, I'll be using this little teeny tiny LED brick, which is from Zoom. A wonderful light. I use this a lot for creating my thumbnails. So let's set everything up. Okay, so this is a 120 centimeter softbox. It is as big as I can put on my 300 watt LED. So now with a nice bones mount, and I have the same one right on top here. Safety protector. Okay, let's put this guy over here. So the idea is to have the light pretty much on top like this, which is going to give me a really nice soft light covering all in all, but it's going to be flat. So let's first set up this. Now a nice C-stand, and then bring this guy on top like this. You know, I think in this case, this is a bit overkill. So let's switch to a smaller light with a smaller softbox. Let's try it with a smaller 60 watt light and a 60 centimeter softbox. So another fast assembly softbox. And there we go. So what I need to do now is put on the grid. This will make sure that the light is directed and not going to spill all over the place. Like this. So the idea now is to set the light as close as I can, but not to be visible in the shot. So I want this to be as close to the subject from the top, making that really nice soft light spread across the subject. And one more thing, when we were renovating this apartment, I was in charge of choosing the table because I've chosen a one which has this nice texture so that I can use it for creating nice product photography thumbnails. Okay, so this is going to be the front. Position the light over here. So let's turn on the light. Ah, this looks amazing. So the only thing left to do is to turn off the lights. All right, so now let's set up the camera. Okay, like this. I'm going to bring the camera closer. I want to close down the aperture so that I get the whole subject in focus. And then just zoom in to a point where I only have the camera. I want to leave a bit of space on the left and right just so that I have a bit of wiggle room. But technically, you know, this could be it. This looks nice. Now for the side light. Now I need to position this light so that it's not in the frame. I do have it here. This is going to be one shot now because I'm only using one light. I'm going to take one photo where the light will be on this side, and then I will switch it and bring the light to the other side. You know, and then I can combine the two photos in Photoshop. And I can even make one light blue and one light orange. I'm gonna try different experiments to see how things are going to look, but I can take as many photos as I want and then just blend them together in Photoshop later on. I can even set up my backlight. I just need to find the position. You know, something like this, and maybe put it away a little bit and make it stronger. Yeah, I mean, I think that could also work. Okay, so that was the photography session. So let's get into Photoshop and start doing funny things to the photo. Okay, so I have my photographs here in Lightroom, and as you can see, there's, you know, the light from the right side, the light from the left side, blue light, orange light, and I have some green and magenta options and the backlit option as well. You can see it right over here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do like a basic edit on all of these photos. Because I was shooting in RAW, I can easily do that. So I'm just going to use the adaptive color, and this is going to just kind of color correct everything. And yeah, my lens was dirty, which which I'm just noticing right now. This is because I was shooting with an f8 aperture. So if I would open this up, it wouldn't be as bad, but hey, that's okay. Bring the shadows down, bring the highlights down. I want to have details. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a vignette to get a bit of a darkening in the foreground. I think this, for the most part, looks okay. I think all of the photos are pretty much there. Now, if I would do this for real, not just as a demonstration, I would definitely clean up everything and also clean up my lens, because there was a lot of dust particles on there. So I did a sloppy job, I do have to admit. So let's select all of this and export into Photoshop as layers. Now, this is where I can then start combining different layers one on top of the other, which is a really cool thing. Okay, so there we have all the layers. I don't know, let's do like a white left and white right. So this guy and this guy, so left and right. So I'm going to use this as my base layer, and here I'm going to create a mask. I'm going to click option and mask this, so just to get a black mask, and then I'm going to brush in with a nice white brush. So let's just switch this to white, and I'm gonna go really soft, and I'm going to brush in the other frame. So now I have this lit up from both sides, even though technically I was just, having one light and switching it through. Let's group these two together. So Command G and turn this off, and then let's try the blue. And the blue, I'm gonna use this blue and orange from this side. Alt and mask this, and then brush in orange and blue. So this one's also cool. Let's put these two together into one group. Now I have so many options that I don't know which one should be the good one, but I can do many different thumbnails. Now I also have this backlit option, which I'm going to put on top of all of them. So this is going to be on top. I'm going to mask it out and then just bringing the backlit, like this. Okay, now technically I could replace this and still get a nice backlit option. This way now I have quite a lot of control of how I want to make this thumbnail. So let's choose one and just do the final thing. And I'm honestly going to go with, I think this one looks okay. So let's start off with this one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to combine everything. So Shift Command Option and E to merge everything into this one layer right here. So this is now a merge layer together. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. So Command J, and I'm going to select my subject, which is this guy. And I'm going to also select, so with Shift, I'm going to add this to the mask. And with this selected, I'm actually going to click on mask. So this now masks out. This is now the mask. I just need to adjust it a little bit. So brush, just bring in all of this right here. So this is my subject. Now before this, I'm going to add a completely black layer. So a solid black color. This is going to make the background black. And I'm also going to add another layer where I'm going to brush in a white, really soft, really big, 30%, let's say like this, sort of illuminated, kind of diffused. I want to blend my subject's background with this background, which means that I'm going to have to brush away. So blend the layers together. Okay, now you're probably asking, dude, you're going over the subject. What the hell are you doing? That's not a big issue. I will create a new subject. And then I can grab this subject again, which I've already grabbed before. Click on this guy right over here, and then just Command J to copy it, bring it all the way to the top. And now I have my subject again as it was. So I copied the subject again so that I have it right here, right clean. So I can tone this down if it's too much. And I can probably add like another layer. I'm going to tone this down a tiny bit more. Add another layer and do another brushing sequence, but this time with a smaller brush. That should do it, and just really brighten up just the background over here. So now I can merge all these layers together. Shift Option Command into a new layer. And I can add a bit of a filter. So let's go Camera Raw filter, which I really like. This is basically the same thing as Lightroom, so really cool. I'm just going to bump up the clarity, bump up the texture to make it really pop, make it a bit more contrasty, whites up, shadows like this, make the dark areas really dark, highlight also the textures, maybe not as much because there's a lot of dust everywhere, which means that I really did a bad job. So I'm going to bump up the colors, something like this. I don't know, I think this looks okay. So there, and I'm also going to add a bit more of a vignette, maybe close it down to soften it up, something like this. This looks okay. So like before, and after with this whole bunch of things. And I can add some text. For instance, I'm gonna go with like a white color. I have this font over here which I've downloaded separately from some stock market, I don't know, but this is a really cool font. I can go with like Insta360 GO Ultra. Command T to transform. I can make this bigger. This looks nice, and I can even transform this image to bring it down like so. Now I maybe add a bit of a shadow on top of this, bit of a bevel. There we go. So there you go. That's like a thumbnail for a YouTube video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're new to the channel. Also leave a comment down below if you have any questions. And well, thanks for watching. And if you want to stay on the channel, then watch this video next. Thank you, and I'll see you in this one. Bye bye.